What was the takeaway that is a positive of the DNC? And we'll keep on going through the specifics. I watched the entire DNC with a couple speeches I missed, to be fair, but I watched 75% of it. They had to make themselves seem like they were center-right conservatives. Outside of the relentless mentions to abortion, which is in the public opinion in their favor, did you notice what they didn't mention? They did not mention their landmark legislative achievements. They did not mention in California that a child can be kidnapped away from their parent if they become trans and the parent disagrees. They didn't mention about how they're giving free luxury hotels in New York for illegals and foreigners. They didn't mention the Inflation Reduction Act. They didn't mention how Tim Walz signed taxpayer-funded tuition for illegals in Minnesota. They did not mention about how in Oregon and in Washington, they have taxpayer-funded medical mutilation of 12 and 13-year-olds called gender-affirming care. They went very, very light on the trans thing. They didn't have a single trans speaker. They had one or two on the entire gay LGBT thing. They went very, very light on Black Lives Matter. They went very, very light on critical race theory. They went very, very light, if at all, on affirmative action. They went very, very light on drag queen story hour. They touched a little bit on book bans, but then evaded it. They didn't talk about squatters. They didn't talk about crime in the streets that they are overseeing. They didn't talk about how San Francisco or Chicago or Los Angeles have become third world cities. What I'm getting at is that in private, the base of their party is demanding extremely radical things. And you look at their legislative calendar, that is what they pass. They pass amnesty for illegals, benefits for foreigners. But on stage, they had to present themselves to be something else. And that should be an amazing morale boost for you. Because it's easy to say, well, they were lying, they were lying, they were lying, they were lying. Yes, but it's a good thing they had to lie. It's a good thing that they had to lie. You should be happy that they were lying. Because if they actually showed us who they were, that means the population watching at home is so far lost, so far gone, that there is no reason whatsoever that they would have to even pretend to be anything but radical Marxist revolutionaries. The lying is expected, but the lying means that they actually know their audience. The lying means they know that the country is a center-right country. If they were speaking just to San Francisco liberals, it would have been about trans rights or human rights. Did you see a single LGBT flag? I think I saw 2 or 3, maybe. Did you see a single trans flag? You can't go to a Starbucks, a Target, a Walgreens, and not see a gay flag in the month of June. And you're trying to tell me the once in 4-year convention of the Democrat Party that you don't see gay flags everywhere? No, they managed this because it was a made-for-television production. This was a Grammy, Emmy show. This was the Oscars on full display because they know their audience. And that shows that we are actually the majority of this country, everybody. Those of us that want American flags, not gay flags, and they're flying around the American flag last night. They're flying a flag that they hate, and everyone was participating because the Democrat hive mind says, oh, we must wave the flag. Got it. Got the 9th booster? Got it. Wear the mask when we shower? Got it. Not a single independent thought amongst them because it's all about power. It's all about stopping Trump. But the point being is that if they leaned into their radical nonsense, if they leaned into who they actually were yesterday, it would have been very demoralizing. That means that they feel as if they don't have to win you over, that they can just power through it, that they can own the most radical, out-of-touch policies imaginable, and so what? What are you going to do about it? This means that we can win elections regardless of how flawed they are. This means Democrats know that they are in the ideological minority of this country, that they have to pretend to be soft conservatives when the cameras are on. They could be radical Marxist revolutionaries at 2 a.m. on rooftops in Chicago when they're commiserating about how they're going to take over the country. But when the lights are on, they have to pretend to be something they're not. And the contrast is the RNC is we are exactly who we were on stage as we were off stage. Deportation effort. Donald Trump said it. Build the wall. Drill, baby, drill. Democrats are completely different because the body politic of this country, the regular everyday American, is not a radical leftist. And the smart Democrats know this. So they created a television, Netflix, Hulu special to show someone that they're not. And that is the most promising development of the DNC, that they know that their core ideas are not popular with the American people.